but everything is really low, right? So this goes out. Don't care too much about the lack of an aggressive deck. And then this one doesn't really. I'm gonna play that one, but something else would be kind of good. Then roots maybe. Rebel salesman, another salesman. He doesn't actually also do because I get a little beast off right away. There's a couple of draws here. And he's not up for playing against TREANT DRUID, it seems. Like, no way. Okay. That was actually a no way, man. Hi everyone, Yacca here. So if you want to play Druid right now, then you know Combo Druid has taken quite the hit. So if you want to try Druid, then TREANT DRUID has been doing really well for me. I'm currently climbing towards Legend on my free-to-play account, and it's been doing really well. It's a cheap deck, which we'll get into once we look at the deck and the Mulligan guide. So if you, with the ban on the Splish Splash Whelp and the upcoming nerf, are saying, I'm done with Combo Druid, then give TREANT DRUID a chance. It is a little bit more of an aggressive playstyle, but let's talk about that as we review the deck. As always, I'll leave a deck code in the description on this deck that I'm currently using. Let's talk about the Mulligan, some of the matchups, and your game plan. On the Mulligan side, you really want to go for some early stuff. Of course, you are an aggressive deck in this one. So the ones that you are opting to get the best Mulligan kept win rates would be Forest Seedlings, then Witchwood Apple, Aerosolizer, Overgrown Beanstalk, and Blood Treant. Those are the ones you really want in the beginning. If you do not have the one drops like the Witchwood Apple, the Forest Seedlings, then if you do have another one, like for instance, if you have your Miracle Salesman, you have your maybe even a Cactus Construct or the Vicious Slither Spear, then keep those instead and keep the other ones I mentioned like Aerosolizer, Overgrown Beanstalk. But if you do have both what I mentioned of one drops, then consider getting rid so you don't clog up your hand with like too many early minions. There I have seen some of the lists that actually have a good win rate if you keep Celiacs in the beginning. But I would say that really needs to be a very specific hand where you can see you can generate a really broad board early on for Celiacs to be one of the keeps that you want to consider in the Mulligan. So maybe if you know you're up against a slow class, you have a really broad board generation, maybe consider it. It is really high on the win rate. Also because in this specific iteration of Celiacs actually buffs the entire board, and that's kind of what you want to do. You want to flood the board, you want to buff them up. So on the game plan on this one, I kind of already hinted a little bit against it. So you want to present broad boards, you want to win early on, you want to make sure that you drop a lot of treants, you have some replenishment in the Overgrown Beanstalk, and then you kind of do a finisher. Either you draw into it or you draw on turn 5, you draw into your cultivation, and with the discount, and if you played enough treants, you can actually do a turn where you drop the Summer Flower Child on 5 and play the cultivation, establishing a huge board. And if you have anything sticking from the last turn, is usually what you want to do. Use cultivation once you have a broad board, and then you can push a bunch of damage. Really consider when you're on aggressive deck, you have to it's not just going face, it is really evaluating how much of a punish is there, what's the plays your opponent can do if you do not do the trade. If you can be really punished with what you expect to be faced with, you can consider doing the trade. But that is really where the aggressive decks are intricate. You need to know when to trade and when you need to push for damage, because you really need to be on the board. You don't have a lot of direct damage. You need the board in order to be able to win. On the matchup side, it is pretty much in the green for TREANT. I would say there's 2 classes you have a challenge against. One of them is not that much of a problem. There's not that many Warlocks, but generally all the Warlock archetypes you have some challenges against. And then against a hand buff paladin. I do have some gameplay for you guys where I do beat 2 paladins, so it's not at all impossible, but you really need to be maybe a little bit lucky and then also push the envelope. You really need to win early on because they have so many big minions. They have so many lifesteal stuff and taunts that can get in the way, and you really need to get under that. And I'll show you a couple examples of how that could be done in the gameplay section. And hinting at that, I think we should move on over to this. If there's any questions, hit me up in the comments and I'll do my very best to revert to you. Otherwise, stick around for the gameplay.
I must protect the wild.
It's not the best card in the starting hand. Also because you really would like to make sure it goes into treants, so you could argue keeping it would be good. But really like to get some 1-drops. Or like a Slither Spear, Witchwood Apple, stuff like that. I think it's too easy for him to answer it the other way around. This is an okay start. This is pretty crap. It's gonna be a long time before I get that. But this is good. Then we still keep this versatile if we need to like remove a minion. Like that one. These two. I'll just shoot it, and because it leaves a 2/2, this will leave a 2/1/1s. I presume. But I guess that is also good. Since I don't have an overgrown beanstalk, I think this is actually better. And then this one. And if for some strange reason he goes face, he doesn't. Okay. Oh, that's nice. So we can do this one, this one, this one, and then use one of the saplings to clear. There we go. Just making sure that he doesn't get like a ton of value trades. He's gonna use his Painter's Virtue now. This is gonna be a little bit of a challenge. But let's just go broad now, because this one will be cost 1 less, and that's 8. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not exactly enough, but I think this is the better choice. Right now, this shouldn't be a dangerous statement, but I don't think there's any AoE I have to be worried about. He can heal, he can put up taunts and stuff like that, but I don't think there's any healing at the moment. A Celiax would actually be so amazing here. Dude, what is that? Come on. Are we trading that one? I kind of have to, right? At least we could actually do it. We get both. I miscounted, but I'm glad. So there we go, and there we go. That one, clear that one, and then just go face. That is a huge spike early on. And now he gets a little bit of healing, but isn't that enough? So that one, and then he goes up another 4. But I have 20 right now. So he's done. Ooh, that was nice. Ooh, that is a bad matchup.
I must protect the wild.
These are really good. Alright, let me, even though Forest Seedlings is not the best one to keep in the starting hand, but with this start on the rest, I think it's fine. Maybe we even go, it depends on the start he gets, right? Or we can do some nutty stuff. I guess we'll go for 2. Because then next turn we can do that 1.
Reporting for duty.
Let's see, another funnel cake. Okay, then we do this one first. Coin this one, and then next turn we do some crazy stuff with the overall. Again, maybe famous last words, but he shouldn't have any AoE.
For the wild.
Maybe he has the hammer now, but it's still gonna be a huge turn next turn. But that's crazy that you probably have, that you really have to go in and get such a great start, because this is really a great start. So this one, funnel cake, and then we go cultivation. That one. Funnel cake. And then what can we do? Vicious Slither Spear into cultivation. And maybe that's enough. The way I see it, even this, I'm quite concerned, might not be enough. But maybe. Because really it's the tigers right now. It should be a worry to me. But he has a plan for whatever. That's quite annoying. No, it seems like we're fine. Yes, yes. That's such a difficult matchup, but yeah, we got there.